everybody, Noah here from Crochet Essentials. Welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial we are going to learn how to make a skinny scarf using this beautiful stitch. It uses double crochet throughout. It's a simple one row repeat, and you can make pretty much anything you want with it. But in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful skinny scarf. And the materials that we are going to need today is category 3 yarn. For the scarf, what I used was this yarn. It's 410 yards or 375 meters. It's a mixture of super. Alright guys, let's start. For our skinny scarf, we are going to chain 25. For this pattern to work, you need multiples of 7 plus 4. So this is just a reference for you in case you want to make it skinnier or you want to make your scarf wider. So let's start. We're going to start with our slip knot, and then we're going to chain 25. Make sure your chains are fairly loose. So this is our 25 chains. I'm just gonna double check. Sometimes you just miss a count. So we got our 25 chains. Next we are going to skip 3 chains, 1 2 3, and then make a double crochet on the fourth chain. So these 3 chains are going to work as our first double crochet. So we know we have 2 double crochets next to each other on this pattern. Next we are going to skip 2 chains, 1 2, and then make our first shells on the first shell on the 3rd chain. And our shell is comprised of 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet on the same chain or the same spot. Okay, we are done with our first shell. We are going to skip 2 chains. On the 3rd we make a double crochet, and then make another double crochet on the next chain. We are going to skip 2 chains, make a shell on the next one, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. I'm trying to go a bit slow. Chain 1 and then 3 double crochet on the same chain. We are going to skip 2 chains, 1 2, make a double crochet on the next chain, make another double crochet. We are going to skip 2 chains, 1 2, on the 3rd we are going to make our shell, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. Okay, we are left with 4 chains. We are going to skip the 2 chains and then make double crochet in the last 2 chains. All right, and this is how it looks. This is how our first row looks. Next, we are going to go into row 2. Okay, moving on to row 2, I'm going to chain 3. This is considered double crochet, so we are going to work on the top chain when we get to the third row. Next, we are going to make a double crochet on top of the previous double crochet, and then we work our shell on the chain 1 space that we had. We are going to make 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And then next we are going to make double crochet, another double crochet. After row 2, guys, it's fairly easy. You are just going to repeat this until you have the length you want. I'm working on my third double crochet, chain 1, and then 3 double crochet. Next, we are going to make a double crochet, another double crochet, and then we work our last shell, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And then we are going to make a double crochet. We are working the last double crochet on the top chain of the 3 chains that we did at the beginning. So this is how it looks after the second row. So you are basically going to repeat this from here. I'm just gonna make one more row with you, and then you guys can make however long your scarf you want it to be. Going to make a shell, my scarf is 72 inches, which is about 140 rows, and then I added a fringe, so it's much longer than that. The 72 inches just the scarf without the fringe. Going to make another shell, and then 2 double crochets next to each other, one after the other. Working on the last shell. So you guys can continue with this until you have the length you desire. I'll meet you guys at row 140 for my scarf. Right, I am working on the last few stitches of my last row, which is 140 rows. All right, I'm gonna get a pair of scissors, cut yarn, and fasten off. So this is how long my scarf is. I can't fit it all in in there. Okay, so you see how we have nice and edges at the top, at the end of the scarf. On the other side it is flat. So for us to do the same thing, we are going to work just one row of the row that we have been repeating. So I am going to insert the hook on the very first stitch, and then okay, that, just make it nice, and then chain 3, 1 2 3. This is going to be our first double crochet, and then I'm going to make a double crochet on top of the other one, even though it's facing the other way. I'm bringing the yarn along so that I don't have to weave in the ends, and then I'm going to make a shell opposite the shell that we did on the very first row. Still going to do the same thing. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, and then I am going to work. We've already skipped these from the first chain, so we are going to make a double crochet, another double crochet, and then next we are going to make our shell. I'll weave in the ends, these ends later. Three double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet on the same stitch, and then we are going to make a double crochet opposite the very first one, then we are going to work on our last shell. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, then we are going to work our last double crochets. And the very last double crochet. So this is how the other end looks. It's just like a bit of opening because we had to put all the stitches in just one, but it should be able to blend in fairly. So we have our stitches like this. All right, now we are going to cut the yarn and fasten off. So this is it. If you want to leave your scarf like this, you can do that. Just weave in the ends and then you are done. But as for me, I am going to make fringe for my scarf. So I'm going to use this book. It's about 6 inches, I think, So I am going to wrap the yarn around. The rest of the yarn that is left, and then we are going to add fringes to the scarf. Alright, I have the yarn here. Now I am going to cut one end. Now I'm going to bring my scarf in, get a hook, and then I'm gonna get few strands to make my, I'm just gonna put the fringes on the chain one space. Okay, but you can put fringes on each stitch. It all depends on what you like. So I'm going to pull through all these strands, put my finger in, get the two ends, pull them through, pull nice and tight and snug. So I got 7 strands for each fringe. I'm gonna put my hook in the chain one space, put my strands in, make sure they're nice and equal, and then pull through, put my fingers in through, get all the ends, put them through the loop, and pull and snug. And I'm going to do the same thing on our last shell. Make sure it's nice and straight. Pull through. Oops. Make sure I'm bringing in all the strengths. All right, I got that. Get both ends through the loop. Pull until it's nice and snug. So this is how it looks, guys. But you are welcome to put a fringe in each of the stitch. But for me, I just wanted the 3 fringes on my scarf. So you can finish up the other side, or you can just wear the scarf without any fringe. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, so that when you do that, someone else will be able to see it and make this fun springy rose colored scarf. See you on the next video.